specific plan, especially since it looks like the Corki is going mid lane.
Yeah.
So it could be double ADs on both sides. But Sivir has just been really, really good in this meta. And teams, ever since she was released, have just been really valuing her a lot.
Yeah, absolutely, especially because of the movement speed that she provides. Just extra ways to set up for fights. But it can be quite dangerous as well for EDG, especially that now the Yone is going to be picked up surely to be in the jungle for KD later on. But you mentioned double ADCs, right? Potentially this Zeri can just go into the mid lane like what you mentioned and have like a Lucian in the Dragon lane for Golden Kite, or have it switched up, because both of them can just use both of these champions really well and can have a standing chance against their counter matchups as well, which is the Corki and Severe.
Yeah, so the part that I don't agree with for G2 Blacklist, if they do decide to go double ADs, is that they will only have AD damage, right? So it's going to be really easy to itemize against them. Granted, Fiora, not really a tank item user, so yeah, it's kind of a moot point, but still, you really want to have, you know, that mix of magic and AD damage. So a lot of things to think about here for G2 Blacklist. I think they can put a Lucian there in that mid lane to go up against a Corki, but it does look like EDG is calling that bluff. They're like, all right, we see the Zeri, we think it's gonna go in the mid lane, so we're gonna ban out an Ashe, which, you know, Golden Kite is a really proficient user of, and supports being banned out, Alistar, Galio. Curiously, no ban on the Ornn, so that's still up. That could be picked up by G2 Blacklist here. Really great engaged champion, has been meta for a while, but they're going to be going for the more aggressive option here in Nautilus.
Besides, this is going to be the Nautilus. Yeah, indeed. Just going to be picked up here for draw. That leaves the Ornn available here for EDG, and of course, 0711 back on his champion again that just gave so much trauma to anyone that did not respect this champion for him. That includes Race Esports, and that included Nova Esports as well recently. Now they pick up the Ornn. This is a scary composition coming in from EDG. Okay, the Morgana gets picked here for G2 Blacklist, but it's not really the best champion to be given towards Golden Kite. I mean, it's in the name. We want to see him on an ADC, but this can actually help KD. I get that. We get the intention here coming from G2 Blacklist, but they have to really be on point, especially that they're battling against the Titan Gods, the God Slayers, the Titan Slayers, EDG.
Absolutely, and I think the one flaw I do see in EDG's composition is that they're all AD. Literally every single one of them, except for the Ornn, is AD. So Renekton could go that full tank route, maybe if he, you know, if he loses early in lane. To the Fiora, could just go full tank, be the front line, along with the Nautilus, who's definitely just going to be building armor items here against this composition in particular. And we have seen how thick a Nautilus can get running down, you know, in the river with those really tanky items, because that's going to be very difficult to take him down since he has that escape tool with his dredge line. And he's got a shield. He can, of course, tank a lot of damage if he's just going to go full armor. So if G2 Blacklist can kind of exploit that in the late game and kind of put their front line somewhere where, you know, EDG can't really get around it efficiently, then maybe they can go for that front to back that they kind of want. They don't want that Kha'Zix to be jumping on that back line, so they're going to want to do front to back.
I mean, front to back is the way to go, especially for G2 Blacklist. They have so many crowd controls in their composition. If we were to consider the slow coming from the Laser of Aaron as well on the Zeri, that can be one as well. Then we can safely say that all 5 champions does have crowd control on G2 Blacklist. EDG, on the other hand, has loads of damage through damage from the Fiora, isolation damage from the Kha'Zix, magic damage coming from the Corki, and the Severe as well on the pokes. And we talked about, we've seen as well, so many poke compositions, double poke in fact, just allows a team to win. And now that's present for EDG as well. They can use it to chip down some of the HP bars here of G2 Blacklist before they actually strike full engage.
Absolutely, and that is something that G2 has to be super aware of. So that's what I'm saying, they really have to kind of dial in that front line so that, you know, then not only do they try to avoid that poke, but, you know, they should kind of catch that poke if it's going for one of their squishier members. So that's gonna be a little bit of a tough balancing act for G2 Blacklist to pull off in that late game. Carl already getting ignited.
No.
And of course, Xiao Zhang, you know, he is just a Fiora player through and through. He knows how to play this matchup, and no surprise here that Carl is getting a little bit bullied in the early game.
Yeah, just loving every single moment that he has there in the top lane. Because that's Renekton, after losing a bit, the wave is going to be crashed in, denied more of the CS towards Carl, and this Fiora of Xiao Zhang is just going to flourish even more. Fortunately, Carl is able to at least answer and get the next wave incoming. So XP and gold is still going to be transferred, injected towards him. Level 4 right now. Just a little XP lead that Xiao Zhang has secured so far. But we have to consider that in the long run again. Because EDG, they can utilize that. They can send out 0711 to gank top lane later on. And that can be the case as well for them to establish more control in the Baron lane.
Yeah, speaking of the lane control, looks like G2 is looking for a little bit of river control. Some really a lot of priority here on the bot side because they don't want Golden Kite to, you know, get bullied by Alone, because that's something that can happen with a Sivir. She just clears the wave and then goes for that poke. Especially against a Morgana, who's not the best at clearing lanes, clearing waves, especially early game. At the start, yeah, but looks like Golden Kite is doing a pretty decent job of it with that Tormented Soil at the moment. Now this is a gank onto Xiao Zhang as Carl and Katie go hard, but there is no kill here to be found, just half health.
That's going to be an opportunity for 0711 to work around in the map. We have seen him in the mid lane, just check in a bit if ever Aaron is going to be overextending.
Oh, that is a great bait on the riposte, but it looks like Carl is trapped behind enemy lines. Yu comes in to help the homie out, and Carl is down to 1 bar of HP. At least Aaron is there.
Oh no!
It's a double knock-up. Oh, but it will not result. Kill actually gets the first blood over to you.
Unfortunate for G2 Blacklist. They ganked top lane twice and was unsuccessful with it, with one member of EDG, which is you having just 1 HP, and KD went in, got punished heavily by the tower. That one extra auto attack just was enough to take him down. And the first blood comes through for EDG with 1.6 thousand gold lead. It's already a nightmare for G2 Blacklist.
Man, that is an oopsie and a half there for G2 Blacklist. They invested so many resources and ended up giving up first blood too. Very, very unfortunate. I think Aaron could have maybe tanked that tower like for 1 shot so that, you know, KD could have been safe, but it's very difficult to get these micro adjustments in the heat of battle. So yeah, with that small lead, EDG have like a lot of leeway now to kind of aggress in the rest of the match.
They have to find a way to get back here in this game, especially in a way for them to recover the gold lead that EDG is slowly getting right now. They take the bottom side scuttle, maybe as an intention for them to either get info on the starting of EDG or for them to actually have leverage when they start it up. I think it's going to be very important for them to secure this dragon for their scaling, but also find a way for them to interrupt the RH control of EDG, because if they bash this tower into the mid lane, that's additional. The impact of that normally is 2,000 to 3,000 gold, especially by EDG. They have to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, but it does look like EDG is kind of focusing more on this Drake right now. Or at least where their positioning was for that specific moment in time. They just kind of wanted to prevent KD from doing it, but now we see 0711 heading up towards that Rift Herald. That may be the goal here now, just to get that one. Have the team stall that Drake really hard and then try to go for that double. But we see the Ornhorn coming in, and as well as the big Valkyrie coming in from you. Draw has been isolated, and that means that he will be going down at least.
Fate Seal!
He's gonna go, there's a Fate Seal onto 2, and that's gonna be 1 kill, 2 kills for G2 Blacklist. 2 kills and a Drake. Trade for 1 kill and a Rift Herald, as well as the first tower of the game. It's still EDG who comes out on top.
That was a great setup coming in from, again, KD on their own. Definitely one way to redeem his performance a while ago in the Baron lane. But again, they have to consider this gold lead that is rising up towards EDG. Dominus is going to be used. EDG will just walk it away for now.
Yeah, that was more of an intimidation dominance than anything, because really the numbers advantage was on EDG, but G2 successfully able to stop them from taking any more tower plates. It really is just prevention now for G2 Blacklist, as they don't really want to aggress on EDG themselves at this moment unless they have an overwhelming numbers advantage, you know, like a 2v1, 3v2, something like that. But EDG, they're just, they have so much slack to work with now.
Yeah, I mean, this is already some pressure that G2 Blacklist is establishing, especially with the first Dragon security thing, and get the second one. This is gonna force EDG to, again, just force more fights for them to get the filter here against G2 Blacklist. So far, Carl is actually having an okay time in the top lane, managing.
Oh, 0711 versus KD here. Looks like it's gonna be KD who takes that Skullcrab. That battle for Scuttle is won by G2 Blacklist, but it does look like this tower is gonna be suffering a lot of damage, maybe even a takedown here. Oh, that's unfortunate. Carl got stunned up there.
Oh no!
The grand challenge will be issued, and he's going to get dove under tower. Even with a flash, he can't get away. Xiao Zhang with a solo kill up top.
That was an overextension, to be honest, and we saw the repose effectiveness in the top lane as well, getting the stun towards the Renekton.
Swing and a miss on the Fate Seal, but can he still clutch it out? No, he can't. Alone gets down to 25 HP, but he's not assassinated yet. G2 Blacklist really focusing on this bot lane, but Yu is just really, really efficient at clearing waves.
I mean, that's the goal here of Edward Gaming, having double ADC, they will tend to scale, but they can have the damage later on. Langui getting caught though is gonna be fine. 0711's here.
Yeah, but he's gonna be facing a lot of people. Langui is the sacrificial lamb here. They know that 0711 was there, but there really wasn't much he can do without an isolated target, and G2 Blacklist are rolling as a unit at the moment.
And they can set up for the bottom lane as well. Draw is gonna be here. You!
Exactly what they're doing. They get the knock up, and then Katie is there to set it up as well. Aaron with the damage, Aaron with a kill, and they're gonna be taking this tower. G2 Blacklist doing everything they can to shore up this lead.
Mid lane gonna be pushed by EDG, but unable to get the second tower. Top lane is gonna be the priority this time around with 0711 here. And since Carl is a little bit behind against Xiao Zhang, this is just a tower as well to answer back the G2 Blacklist push in the bottom lane. 3,000 gold maintained as a lead by EDG. It's actually really great coming from them. And G2B, they have to set up now for this incoming Dragon fight that EDG is also setting up. Vision a while ago was key for them to actually have leverage in that fight, especially with the movement speed that KD had through the Scuttlecrab securement. But now it's going to be contested once more.
Yeah, and that's going to have this time is going to be going the way of EDG. Now, 0711 is a level up on KD, so he could be looking for an isolation play here, but draw is there. Suddenly the entire squad has rolled up here. Even though they took the tower, G2 is in a better position, arguably, to try to fight for this dragon. It is an Infernal Drake, and it'll be spawning in a second, but for now, G2 is just trying to make sure that none of them get isolated and picked off here. Very aware of the threat that 0711 poses.
Especially Carl, right? Because this time, the Fiora is just going to dominate in this 1v1 setup. They have to invest, maybe add in KD, which is here.
Oh, and he gets a knockup as well as a Fate Seal. Xiao Zhang incredibly low. Xiao Zhang, even with a riposte, is going to get shanked by KD. That was a really good kill. No, unfortunately, not the tower take here for Carl, but that was beautiful that Carl got that stun off.
Yeah, we look at this replay and see a great following, funneling off that gold as well towards KD, especially after great suppression. Now the dragon's going to be commenced.
Yeah, and G2 is the one that are on it. The steal has been attempted. The steal has been finished. 0711 takes that Infernal Drake. And will he get away from it? No, he won't. He actually gets taken out. And KD's on the backside. Now it's a 2 versus 5 here, actually. Alone and Langui are the targets here. And Langui gets taken down. Nobody from... Oh, he hasn't even been taken down. He's 1 HP. And as the Fiora rolls in, he does get secure 1 kill. That Fiora goes down, though. And draw as well. It's a 2 versus 2. Aaron flashes in. Can he get more? No, he cannot. Golden Kite has to get away there. Carl at 1 HP basically, and Aaron is the most healthy member here for G2 Blacklist, but they're still the ones who are coming out on top of that fight.
I mean, 2 for 3, but a dragon taken by EDG is definitely worth it. They have now denied soul point for G2 Blacklist. And let's check this replay out, because that was so clean. Great coming in from 0711. Langui still positioned himself well in the front line, still able to survive the very end as well. despite the odds here that is happening already. Numbers advantage for G2
1
Blacklist.
HP.
But the great thing about this composition of G2 Blacklist is that they were able to execute it perfectly as well in the team fights. Because they were able to position well. Aaron still able to free hit. Great suppression coming from Carl as well to deny the kill of the Corki too. And that way, so much gold actually was funneled towards this Zeri. And this way, G2 Blacklist can continue to scale up towards the late game. Even if the Dragon was taken, we still see the gold stuck at 3,000. With the tower going down, this can be reduced even more. And G2B looking to have a better position. And take note, they have the Morgana Nautilus combination. Suppression is going to be deadly for G2 Blacklist. If EDG gets caught even a single carry in which they have 3 that can be pinned down and bursted away, this is going to be very dangerous for them too.
Now, I really have to commend G2 Blacklist here because that lead has been a 3K for a while. They haven't exactly like gotten the gold back, but at least EDG has not been able to use that gold lead to really, take this game over and further it. It's seeming still very equal here for G2 Blacklist, and it seems like they really know how to play against a team that has such an aggressive playstyle, such as EDG, such as FPX. So I really think that if G2 Blacklist can find that, the right team fight, they can definitely take G2 Blacklist and take them down. But speaking of taking them down, Carl has been grand challenge. He manages to slice and dice, gets the heal from the Honey Fruits, and just dominates this now. But Xiaozhang still on his tail riposte. But on the other side of the map, in the mid lane, already, that's one down. But the Fate Seal does trigger a stasis from Longui. Longui does go down. It's a 1-for-1 over there. And surprisingly, Carl hasn't died in the boat. Speaking of, he just did. I was about to say he hasn't died yet, but on the minimap, it was a little bit late. That's a 2-for-1 in favor of EDG.
Or 1-for-1, oh yeah, 2-for-1 rather. G2 Blacklist has to be very careful this time around. Let's check that replay out because, again, mispositioning by G2 Blacklist cost them a lot. The setup of EDG was much better. Fortunately though, the Fate Seal again by KD is top notch. Was able to at least secure one for the team of G2 Blacklist to answer back. But it's not, again, going to be great for them if they continue giving an opportunity for EDG to engage onto them. They have to be the one to set up for the team. They have to be the one to try and put EDG in a bad position through the pokes that they actually have, through the setups and the crowd control that they can actually use against EDG. It's going to be very difficult. Again, we're talking about EDG, the team that has dominated against the top 1 teams of the CN Conference. And now they're going to be starting the Baron.
Yep, 14 minutes in, they're going for that Baron. KD spots them out, but will he really be able to do anything about this? No steal incoming. He a little bit late on that Fate Seal, buddy. But it's okay, great attempt there. Still, EDG take that Baron for free.
Absolutely free, and this time they can utilize it for the side lane push in which G2B cannot contest. We saw the 1v1 of Xiaozhang and Carl already. He cannot win at all, at any point here in this game. What more if the Baron's gonna be on Xiaozhang as well? They have to send out KD once more to help out. Mid lane.
Oh, triple knockup for Longui, but that does mean that G2 Blacklist, they all engage and they all get taken low by the pokes, unfortunately. 0711, now he knows it's his time, but Longui's the first one to go in, and Yu comes in with the big package, but Draw is able to get out just barely. No, the final auto attack from Alone will finish him off.
Tower falling down.
1 kill, and look at the top lane where the Fiora is. She's already on that inhibitor turret.
Was done already with it as well. That's how fast the Fiora can actually push, especially after his launch has been buffed up way back. And now, mid lane tower is going to be secure. The gold lead was stuck at 3,000 a while ago. Now check it now as well. 7,000.
Yeah, but KD's still fighting. He's trying to take Xiaozhang along with Carl, but Carl has just been left in the dust, has to flash out. That Ignite will not take him down, but on the other side, 0711, he has been exhausted. He's gone golden, and he will be able to get out of there, but that mid inhib is gone. G2 Blacklist now starting to crumble under the pressure of Edward Gaming.
G2 Blacklist has no answer to it as well. This Dragon is going to be uncontested for sure. EDG having the best stats for themselves to additional damage from the Infernal Dragon or additional combat stats. Even with the Ice Drive is going to help them out so much. Lag is so tanky, by the way.
He is so tanky, but he's taking so long to die that the rest of EDG is able to get there. They finally finish him off, but is it too little too late? Because now they have to fight the rest of a healthy EDG. There's already that draw gone down, and that's a fate sealed, but it's a little bit too late for KD. Aaron trying to fight back, but no, they get aced.
And that's through Langui again, just stalling, buying so much time for the rest of EDG to be there to help him out as well, secure the team fight win. It's alone to secure the dragon as well. So sad for KD, and EDG will just get this game number 1 and match point already in the series.
Yeah, great team fighting there from EDG as usual. They are just super on point when it comes to those micro